Let's talk Tanya for the 28th of Kislev of a leap year. In yesterday's Tanya, we talked about the two cognitive faculties of the soul, Chachma and Bina, awareness and processing, and those are intellectual attributes. And today we're going to move to the emotional attributes, because when we become aware of something, and then we intellectually process it, and we have a robust and solid understanding of it, inevitably that's going to lead us to having feelings in one way or another, depending on what our understanding is. If we understand the positive things about it, that will develop a positive emotion. If we understand something negatively about it, that will lead to a negative emotion. And in terms of emotions, generally speaking, there are two different types of emotions. There's chesed and there is gevura, or love, and then there is awe and respect and reverence. Since we're talking here about the godly soul, we're talking about the emotions of the godly soul. So the chachma and bina, the awareness and processing, is awareness and processing of God. When we think about God, and not only are we aware of it, but we process it and we analyze these understandings that we have about God, that automatically that will lead us to emotions. What kind of emotions? On the one side, there is, oh wow, God is so great. I love God. I want to become close to Him. I want to have a relationship with Him. That is one family of emotions. And then there is gevura or yira. There is, wow, God is so amazing and awesome. I have this incredible reverence and awe for God. However, between the intellect and the emotions, we discussed the intellect as chachma and bina, awareness and processing, and then emotions are chesed and gevura, and again, which we spoke about as love and awe, and the various derivatives of love and awe, because there are six emotions altogether, and all of them are derivatives of love and awe. But there's actually a gap over there between the intellect and the emotions, which is why, as we all know too well, that sometimes we understand something very well, we become aware of something, we mentally process it, and it does not lead us to have emotions. It doesn't lead us to have a relationship with that thing which we understand. And that is because there's a crucial component between the intellect and the emotions, and that is what is known as Daas. Daas, commonly translated as knowledge, but probably better translated as connection, personalization, internalization. The Alter Rebbe points to the fact that when we talk about marital unity, we say, Va'adam yada es Chava, that Adam, he knew Chava, Adam knew Eve. The word das is used over here. The biblical word for marital intimacy is das, which is knowledge. And why is that? Because das is connection, which means that I can understand something because I became aware of it, I've analyzed it, I've processed it. But then there's another step that has to be taken, and that is I need to absorb that idea. I need to connect it. I need to personalize it. After I figured it out, I understand it 100%. This is not about trying to understand something better. Let's say I've learned a discourse in Chassidus. I've learned something about God. The next step is to take some time to marinate in the idea, to connect it, to personalize it, to reflect on how that impacts me and my life. And when I have that Das component, that allows me to translate the understandings that I have into feelings, into a relationship with God. That is the internal components of the godly soul, the intellect, the emotions, and ultimately all this leads to behavior, as we'll find out in tomorrow's Tanya.